Test. All right, Jordan, we're up. We're good.
I want to believe.
We're off.
Maybe.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Happy Place Live on a Tuesday. Sorry we're late. Coming in 2 minutes. 2 minutes ahead of schedule. I can't tell if we've got.
Disappointed Javier.
I'm sorry, Javier.
You were supposed to be 2 minutes late. 2 minutes earlier. 2 minutes later.
There's some lag on my side. Hi, everybody. Look, Laura's here. I haven't seen Laura in a while. Hey, Ed. Hey, Javier. Hey, Andrew. Who else we got? Hi, Jenny. Sorry.
Did you get a haircut?
I did. I did because I felt like a bum. Actually, that's not it. It's more of it was hot, and I was sick of being hot, so I had to get it cut. But look, this is the shortest it's ever been on the side in some time.
See, now I feel bad. I've been talking to you for like 15 minutes now, and it didn't even...
Who knows? Oh, thanks, Jenny. I was like, who knows? And Ed. Buzz cut.
All of you are better.
Don't tell Michelle that. Michelle will not be happy if we call it a buzz cut, so let's not do that.
Buzz cut if it's all the way.
See, David's got it. Nice fade. Thank you.
Oh, it's a fade.
Everyone noticed except for you, Jordan.
Now I feel bad. My apologies. It looks great.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. I can't do a live stream with this guy. Yeah. Oh, families are good, Laura. Well, I can't speak for you, Jordan. How is your family, Jordan?
It's good. I almost couldn't make the live stream tonight because I had a big fat cat sitting on top of the laptop, and I was debating whether it was worth he was sleeping. just have those moments.
It is the great debate whether or not to open up your laptop when a cat is asleep on it.
I ultimately made the decision to move the cat, and he seems like he's okay with it.
That's good. Did he just fall asleep in a different spot?
Almost immediately. So any remorse I felt was shortly lived.
Javier, is his audio better? I'm able to do that on my side. You're fine. Don't adjust anything on your side, Jordan. I can hear you fine.
I'm going to put it back to where it was then.
Yeah, it's me. This program we use is kind of like a mixer. So I can see my microphone, I can see Jordan's microphone, which is always why we have an issue at the start of these live streams, because I have to click both of those on when we go live, and there's just so much stuff going on. It's almost like this...
high tech is a burden.
Well, I was going to say, it's like the software we use is not built to do what we're trying to do with it. And so it doesn't seamlessly work like it should. But then again, it's only like $15 a month, so it's not... We're not...
It's going to be concerning when we actually start on time. You guys show up in the first 10 minutes of the hour. I think that's a safe window of time.
Yes.
That's why Joey spends so much time on the thumbnails. So you guys have something pretty to look at.
Just as we wait.
In case of technical difficulties. I'm not going to lie. I was peeking in the corner of my eye. I was watching the end of the Brewers game on the TV.
How'd they do?
Which they just won. So now I can fully focus.
Wow.
It's the last week of regular season baseball, so
So they have to win out in order to make the playoffs?
basically, that's the situation.
Is
We're
there
not
a
lucky
scenario?
like,
I was gonna say, is there a scenario where even if they win out, they still don't make the playoffs?
no, I don't think that's a scenario. I think um, we gotta play good baseball for the rest, which is not characteristic of the Brewers fully this year. So we're not spoiled like Ed's home team, the Padres, who have already clinched their postseason spot.
It is.
If the Brewers fall out, I will in honor of Ed, I'll switch my postseason allegiance to the Padres.
I think all Explorers except for who's a Giants fan?
Yeah, there is a Giants fan.
A Giants fan, and then a couple Dodgers fans too. I'm sure Betty and the Beast are Dodgers fans. If you guys are SoCal locals. Let's shift back to Disney for a second. Because I wasted everyone's time at the beginning. First of all, hope everybody else is doing good. Hopefully, I know we weren't on last week. It was busy. I was just very busy, so I appreciate that everyone was very supportive of that. And we're back this week, obviously. Michelle is putting Michael down right now, otherwise he would be making a cameo. But he's going to be 2 months, Jordan.
Years?
Months.
Oh, months.
2 months, Jordan. But he's doing really good. It's cool. He can see a lot more now. Because like babies can only see black and white when they're first born. Now you can starting to see some like more shades of things. Because like everything is very exciting to him now, and like he like recognizes me when I go to change his diaper in the morning, and he gets super excited, and then I get super excited.
Hey, this guy.
Yeah, it's that guy's the diaper guy. I think it's mostly because he knows if I'm the diaper guy, food lady comes next. So it's all about just getting through me to her.
He knows the routine. I'm adjusting a little bit. There we go.
Baby Michael has grabbed my fingers, Laura. It's the greatest thing in the world. I know, isn't it crazy? 2 months. It's nuts. He gets his shots on coming up here, and Michelle.
I thought you couldn't drink until you're 21.
Oh, Jordan.
Is it different in California? I know what he's talking about.
Anyway, so yeah, everyone's doing good with families. Families are good. But as we shift back to the conversation at hand, it has been 6 months, Jordan, and Disneyland is still not open.
That's crazy. It's been longer. It's been closed longer than you've had a child.
Significantly. Significantly longer.
Your son does not know a world with Disneyland.
When Andrew was 2 months, he was breakdancing.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I hear Michael crying. I have to keep my volume in check today. I can't be screaming like I normally do because we don't want to wake up the baby. Hold on.
But
there's a doppelganger of me? I know, Laura. Here's the thing, though.
I want to know what the doppelganger is.
I know. You got to post it in the Facebook group, Andrew.
It's not.
Well, Andrew's not in the Facebook group.
Unless it's Andy from The Office.
Oh, yeah. It will be Ed Helms. It'll be Ed Helms.
I do not see that at all.
It'll be
I want to see what they see.
Yeah. Ed Helms from The Office is the one we get the most in the comments. Anyway, there's a lot of things to talk about with Disneyland. First of all, there was a press conference today where a lot of people assumed that there was going to be an announcement for a potential opening of Disneyland. That did not occur. I let Jordan know it wasn't going to happen, but then you all of a sudden made me hopeful.
I know. Even when they explicitly said it wasn't going to happen,
yeah.
I was like, well...
I literally was like, it's not going to happen. And you're like, have you heard that from Disney officially? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I have. Anyway.
We did now, though.
Well, hi, Allie.
I think it was more of a move to say, okay, it's getting maybe out of hand, your move.
Yeah, it's a power play move. Yeah. Kind of being like, look at how safe this is. Safe in quotes. Jordan has experienced it. He confirms that he feels safer there than anywhere else in Florida right now. So we shall see. What I was going to get with is Laura was talking about how excited she is for Michelle to ride Rise of the Resistance. We are not immediately going to go to Disneyland when it opens just because, well, I can't promise that. There's a scenario where I could go. But realistically, we're trying to be, as you know, super cautious with an infant. There's like an added level of concern there. So
He's 2 months old. Is he still an infant?
He's not a toddler yet.
Oh, okay.
You know, what is the definition of, does it go infant to baby? Because he'd be baby.
That's true. I think it goes infant to toddler.
All those explorers out there with kids, when does an infant become a toddler?
I think at the 1 year mark, when you don't have to call them by months.
So he's still an infant until 1 year?
Maybe, unless he becomes a baby in between that. I honestly don't know.
Anyway, we have to make sure that we feel comfortable, that Michelle specifically feels comfortable, because it is obviously, you don't want to mess around with something like that, especially when there's not a whole lot of information on. Laura says 8 months. Jenny's doctor husband says 2 years.
Wow. I know nothing about children.
Hold on. We're gonna whisper slightly. I just heard the door open. Looks like Michelle's closing said door.
Oh my gosh, this is
the baby is now asleep, I believe.
This is.
I think she did it.
That did not take long. I'm impressed.
Yeah, she's very.
I thought it was like an ordeal.
Well, to get him to go to bed for like real overnight bed, like that takes forever. We've like done that for like 3 hours before, just like bouncing on an exercise ball.
He's like, this is fun.
Mm-hmm. But then in the morning,
I never want this to end.
Then in the morning, he looks at me while I'm changing his diaper and smiles, and I melt. So, anyway, point is that we want to be safe, and so we're going to be extra precautious. So I don't 100% know if we'll be at Disneyland right when it opens, but we shall see what happens. That being said, there's still no time frame for Disney to open.
Yeah, exactly. At this rate, Michael will be a toddler by the time
that's correct.
Disneyland opens.
Michelle's arrived.
Michelle.
Hold on. Everybody, we were having a discussion.
Michael's a toddler at 2 years.
Yeah, Jenny says 2 years is when Michael becomes a toddler.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. So Jordan said 2 months.
No. He's an infant until he's 3 months. Or a newborn until he's 3 months.
I had a curiosity that needed asking from explorers.
In case you're wondering, Ollie is here.
None of us were wondering. we know. Ed asked, who's louder, Ollie or Michael?
Ed asked, who's louder, Ollie or Michael?
The fact that you're thinking about it is hilarious.
Depends.
Well, right now.
When Michael's sleeping, Oliver seems extremely loud.
Oh, Laura, that's so nice. Michelle's giving all these nice compliments.
Hi, thank you.
Also, everyone noticed my haircut but Jordan.
It was a hectic start, Michelle. You missed it. So it was overwhelming.
I got back from a walk at 5:59, and I noticed someone wasn't up in here where he should have been.
I had to shave my face.
No one cares.
I care. Listen.
I get to look like this.
I want to look presentable for the fellow explorers.
Anyways, Disney stuff. This is why people
I was eating chicken wings within the hour. Never once did the thought of shaving or even cleaning up my face cross my mind.
Yeah.
Brush my teeth. But
Andrew says
now I feel like an unpresentable bum.
There's a channel called Backyard Science Test, and that's where my doppelganger is. Remember that. We gotta look that up later.
Is that YouTube?
Yeah.
Backyard
Michelle can look that up right now.
Test.
Yes. All right, Michelle makes a great point. We're here to talk Disney, and the title of the thing is this the best ride ever to open at a Disney park?
I always get to be blurry because Joey has to use this dumb camera.
Sit closer.
Hey, it hasn't rainbowed this entire time.
A what?
It hasn't done the rainbow screen into this entire time.
It's coming like a freight train.
I
Here,
know.
wait,
I know.
now if I do this and
I
then
was
this.
testing fate by saying that.
Like, we're back. Okay, anyway. Jordan, tell us what happened this week across the ocean.
Across the ocean, and I'm talking specifically of the Pacific one. But I guess you could get there if you cross the Atlantic, but you would have a lot more distance to travel. What I'm saying is Tokyo Disneyland, the Disney park, the resort, opened a brand new land this week.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
No, let me correct that because I'm wrong. They did not open, but they soft opened for cast members.
But wait a second. I have a question. It's a whole land that they opened?
Is it this guy?
It seems.
Why doesn't your camera focus?
Because you had to go back by my face. I don't. That's not me.
Well, you can't tell.
I have a hard time putting on other people's glasses.
Andrew, confirm.
He's definitely wearing a shirt that Joey would wear. Sorry, continue.
If it's not a land, it's an entire area because there is a lot of decoration. They built a whole new castle that is seemingly sizable.
Hey, hold on, time out. I know we've talked about this previously, but are you in fact meeting up with Javier at Magic Kingdom?
I really hope so. We've been planning. We've been gearing. We're gonna do a few laps on Small World.
It needs to happen. It's so important for it to happen. Also, let's talk about something else. I know
Did you finish talking about the first thing?
No, just so much.
Finish talking about the first thing.
We took a whole week off and so much happened. Okay, go ahead. Finish.
There is a new ride called Beauty and the Beast, and it's pretty good. So, considering the fact that, how's my audio?
I was just checking. I mean, it looks fine on my side.
And then Michelle just sent me the image so I can see it more clearly, so I can put my 2 cents in. Maybe a little bit if I squint. I'm not the best judge for that. Anyways, so this new land that they've been teasing for a very long time over in Tokyo Disneyland, sort of an expansion to their fantasy land area, to my knowledge. It's always looked very good. About over a year ago, it seems, maybe even closer to 2, they released a video of Imagineering, and there was just a little glimpse of one of the Belle animatronics that they were going to be featuring in the ride. And ever since then, it was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be insane. And basically what I've seen going forward up until now is basically this description that it's like Fantasyland Dark Ride meets Rise of the Resistance. And having now, since I don't have any immediate plans to go to Tokyo, I caved and I watched the POVs. I usually don't if something's going to come by me. But I watched the POV, and you watched the POV.
I did.
And I feel like Fantasyland Dark Ride meets Rise of the Resistance it's not fully, but it's a fair comparison, I would say.
I think so. I think that it has a pre-show, and I think that it has an elaborate pre-show, and I think that it has all the same motion. So all this said, we're going to leave it up to the chat. I don't know if anybody else has ridden it yet, but we have the POV queued up from like the one POV that is on the internet through what is it, like,
and it's
Disney File?
Fair warning, it's not the best POV ever. Like, if I could have, I might have waited, but I couldn't wait. And so if you guys are like us, you can't wait, we'll watch it right now.
Yeah, we're going to watch it, but enough people in the chat would have to say, hey, don't watch it.
We're talking about Andrew and Javier's stuff in the chat.
Wow. Well, I mean, I am happy for... Well, what's going on with Andrew?
About his page.
Well, has it launched?
Oh, did you launch a video, Andrew?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, my channel's going
Javier's going on a cruise.
No,
Javier's going to...
Well, it'll be in 2021.
Oh, yeah. He was going to go on the cruise. That's where he was going to get married, and now he's coming to you that same week. Because they had to reschedule the wedding. Keep up,
And now we'll
Jordan.
all go on the happiest cruise that ever seen.
That's true. You can. That's accurate.
Are cruises going to be a thing anymore?
Jenny's right. Let's watch. Okay. Are cruises going to be a thing anymore? All right, so this
Of course,
is
especially by May 2021.
Enchanted Tales. What is it? Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast?
It does have like a weird name. But
Enchanted
I am forever just gonna
Tale
call...
of Beauty and the Beast is the official title.
See, it's weird because the Magic Kingdom has Enchanted Tales. Belle.
Okay. So, a few things to note. Obviously, this is from Tokyo Disneyland, so everything will be in Japanese.
Not necessarily everything. Audio-wise, I'm always impressed at how much English there are in the overseas parks, at least in signage and even in some of the ride audio.
It's true. Also, this is from a POV from Disney File on YouTube, which is we've got them linked in the description of the video. Be sure to head over there and subscribe. Like Jordan said, this was from a cast member preview of this attraction opening. And you can kind of see here, you walk into this whole pre-show. By the way, this pre-show room is massive.
Yeah, it does seem large, and it's so... Like, this was obviously filmed on a phone. And I think once better POVs start coming out in the next probably couple weeks, we are going to, like with a high-def camera or
Sure.
someone filming with that, we are going to notice so much more little details within all of these rooms and scenes. Because there's some good pictures taken from the outside of like just like the new facades and buildings, and they are so like intricately detailed.
I was going to say, I haven't seen anything on the outside of this building.
There's a lot. They have like a whole little mini village.
It's blocking my window.
Someone's blowing out the candles.
Someone's blowing out the candles.
Maybe they...
You see the rose? See the rose in the upper right-hand balcony?
See, I'm sure like that is much crisper than it appears here. That's also an issue with first-time filmers who go on a ride for the first time and film it.
What do you mean?
They don't know what, because they don't know where the action's officially going to be.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So
when you went on Rise of the Resistance, I'm sure it was the same thing.
That's why spoilers for my editing process, but when I ride a ride for the first time, I don't film the ride, I film me riding it. And it's not out of narcissism, it's out of editing later.
It's much easier to...
So then I'll go and write it a second time, and then I'll edit over.
That's true. In case you're going, stop talking over what's going on right here. Again, all in Japanese. But it's repeating, it's telling the story of Beauty and the Beast. You see at the beginning of it. You can see the window up there is kind of changing. Obviously, probably an LCD screen, but it is a cool way to do storytelling. But the real shining moment from this room is coming up here in a second, which, again, this POV doesn't do a great job showing.
Yeah, it was hard for me to kind of figure out what was going on. So we'll provide commentary here.
I just love that a petal falls from the rose.
It secures it. Just like the movie.
That is one of the best parts. Have you ever eaten at the Beauty and the Beast restaurant?
I have never even set foot in that building because it is so ridiculously expensive.
It is, but Michelle and I have been to it, and it is amazing.
When we were there for Jordan's wedding.
Yeah, that was that weekend. Okay.
And we tried the gray stuff. It was delicious.
It was. See right up there? It's very dark, but you can see there's an animatronic beast moving in the darkness. And then meanwhile, from stage right...
Left.
No, wait. Belle.
Look, she's got a lantern. These animatronics are literally next level, like incredible. They are so fluid. You can see Beast better now. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
That is a monster
scary.
animatronic.
Like his eyes are glowing.
He does look scary, but I think it's like he's supposed to be scary in that moment. In the movie, he's kind of scary.
I feel like his eyes were glowing though.
That's like amazing.
Why doesn't our house look like this?
Why doesn't our house look like this? I don't know.
I want it like a cross between this and Haunted Mansion.
So here, that sounds awesome. So here's kind of a bummer. The plexiglass sort of takes away from a lot of this for me, but I understand. In order to enjoy it, I'm okay with it. Cool little shadow scene right there.
We look at the guy wearing a mask with his nose peeking out. Yeah, this also implies that after the pre-show, you are going to have a lengthy wait on most days as well.
Yeah.
Because this is like a whole... There's 2 full rooms of turnstiles here.
Yeah, I wonder if there's more offshoots too. Anyway.
Oh, there's the oven. I totally missed the stove.
It's animatronic too. It moves.
Was it really?
Yeah. Not like Beast or Belle, but... Alright, so then you get over to this loading platform where it's a little teacup thing. We'll skip ahead here because he's in line for a while. He goes uninterrupted. I shouldn't say he, it could be a she. We don't know who shot this POV.
Good job.
See, I was impressed that...
See that? How many seats are in there?
Ride, I don't think of like this trackless
No.
dark ride.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, well, 10.
Oh, 10.
So 10 total seats per teacup.
That's pretty... That must have pretty good hourly capacity.
Mm-hmm. It definitely has more... Well, obviously it has way more than Rise of the Resistance does. Alright, now he stays in the vehicle for a while, so let's skip forward until we get to actual go time. Alright, everybody prepare yourselves.
Tension of knowing we're about to be in a ride.
Because this...
That family is having the best day ever.
When is the official opening of this?
That is a wonderful question.
Darth Jar Jar. I can't wait to see Darth Jar Jar.
Okay, when there's an actual POV of this, it's going to be amazing.
I can't wait for like multi-angles and just seeing what all is going on here. I will speak from experience. I've done the Enchanted Tales with Bells here at the Magic Kingdom, which is mostly geared towards little girls. But I was here and I went with my sister, and we went in there, and there is a Lumiere animatronic just like that, and it is maybe it's in my top 5 animatronics.
Really?
It looks so good in that room.
Notice there was nothing on the table before.
It's true.
It's popped up.
The table was empty.
And I love how fluid all these... Look at all the dishes. It's almost like it's a distraction for something. Maybe.
Where's Chip?
Where is Chip?
I bet there are tons of
I
Easter
bet
eggs
she's on the
in here.
table. Let me see.
Holy
Pops.
moly.
That's amazing.
Look at how it's transformed.
I love that the bubbles pop in the background too. Like the champagne's going off.
And there's,
It's amazing.
and there's still stuff going on behind. Like there's so much to look at.
Did you notice too that the teacups themselves are on like a bevel axis?
Yeah, they're like pivoting.
Yeah, so it's not just like staying. Yeah, they like go to the left and right.
Like they definitely spin a lot, or have the appearance that they're spinning, and that makes the nausea-prone person in me nervous. But so here we are in the next one.
Do you think it's weird that the songs they skipped over?
I need to be reminded. Well, bring that question up when we're done here, because I want to delve into that. And it's like we're watching this on a tiny screen right now, but like when you get a glimpse of a person next to the Beast animatronic, that thing is mammoth. It is a huge animatronic.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. I feel like I'm very... You just can't help. Look at the birds on his hand.
It's so fluid, and it doesn't seem like, you know, you watch an animatronic on like Pirates, you can see they have like a set amount of motion. And so they're going to go through a certain specific motion until they repeat and then do it again. But this, it seems like they're doing something. They're always doing something a little different. They're shifting a little.
Do you see what Jenny said, which I've never thought of, but I totally agree with, is that if you, like, knowing the songs makes you know the words, even though it's in another language.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of amazing.
It's like sing to the melody.
Yeah. These rooms are huge. Look at the size of those vehicles. How many are in there at one period of time?
I think it's 6.
So that's 60 people go through each room.
6 or 8.
At full capacity, 60 people will go through each room.
At least.
That's a people eater.
And so I do think they do soft opens to iron out the kinks, and there are a few kinks in this POV, as you can tell. We're waiting in a portion here where it probably would have gone a little more rapidly.
Well, it's probably dependent on loading, right, too? You can't, as you go room to room.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very dependent on each room going flawlessly.
But it's like, I wouldn't mind getting stuck in any of these rooms. Now, who are these guys? That's...
See the star?
Whoa!
Shooting
There's a
star!
shooting star.
Cogsworth. This is a
So
cool
thematic.
transition into the...
Yeah, we'll talk about that. It's definitely a Fantasyland dark ride when it comes to storytelling.
I don't like that you can't see this well if you're in the back of the room.
Betty has a good question. Is this coming to any other Disney park?
We'll talk about it.
Guys, Joey's right. This is the most breathtaking thing that has ever happened on a Disney ride, and I can't wait for a more close-up version of it, because...
Whoa!
Holy moly, how do they do that?
Whoa! Where'd he go?
That's true. No Gaston animatronic?
It is kind of a bummer. Actually, that's a good point. They did have him in the window. You see his shadow and stuff.
It's not the same.
Look, the kingdom's coming back to life. Gosh, that transition
I know.
is... And look, it's doing the stuff outside. It's like dimensionalized, just like it is on Rise, where as you're going through, they move outside too.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So, here we got the...
You're right. This is a Mrs. Potts animatronic, but not a Gaston animatronic.
Well, he wasn't invited to this part.
Now look at this.
Look at his feet.
Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah, look at their feet.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's
Come on,
pretty-
go back to his feet.
Yeah.
I don't think this guy realized what he was filming just yet. He's like, oh my gosh, there's something in every direction that he completely missed. The amazing...
Well, for what it's worth, it's not like
Center.
we weren't riding the ride. Like, we would have dissected. You would have zoomed in straight up.
Exactly.
Well, he does. What's he doing?
We got the ceiling.
I think he's...
See,
I know.
This is where he got bewildered. And he's like, I forget I'm filming. And the camera went up. Those animatronics are 2 separate animatronics that are waltzing, and the ride vehicles waltz with them.
Let us see his feet.
I know.
He does it towards the end. See?
Literally taking steps.
Oh.
I don't get it.
I mean, there's probably some sort of, like...
I feel like there's not a track.
There's got to be multiple tracks rotating.
Is it magnets?
On each other.
That's amazing.
And there's the fountain from Runaway Railway. And the rose.
so upset.
And they also got a Baymax ride, too.
They did.
That's arguably better than this.
It's the real show stealer.
Not only was Javier's wedding going to be a Halloween wedding on a Disney cruise, they were going to dress up in Beauty and the Beast.
That would have been amazing. I'm sorry, Javier. It was the wedding of the year.
The century.
And then 2020 decided not to happen. Anyway, let's...
Also, Javier, don't ruin it. It's magic.
This ride, like, that's my second full time, just like fully watching through it again. I skipped through a few times to watch some of those, like that Beast transition and the waltzing animatronics.
Yeah. Going back to the question that came up during the POV. So, a long time ago, pre-COVID, so I don't know what the world's going to be like now, but there was a big rumor going on that, and I'm sure we've talked about it in the past, actually on the Ponderland podcast we should talk about it. Disneyland is supposed to undergo 2 major refurbishments to 2 lands in the next, what was supposed to be like the next 5 years. So, Tomorrowland and Fantasyland were going to get a complete facelift. And part of that stuff was with Tomorrowland, again, when everything was up and going great for Disney, Tomorrowland was going to get the Tron coaster in some capacity, eventually out in Anaheim at Disneyland Park. And then Fantasyland was going to do something controversial and remove It's a Small World and use that giant plot of land to fill in with this Beauty and the Beast attraction.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I heard a completely different scenario for Fantasyland.
So we'll talk about your scenario here, because so what happened with Small World was they sent out a survey asking, it was like essentially asking, would you be, like, how often you ride Small World? Is it an every visit attraction for you while you're there? It was very specific to Small World. Everyone's like, whoa, a Small World on the shopping block. And which sounds crazy to say, and Michelle, obviously, as I was telling her about that this week, she's like, no way. She's like, Small World can't go.
It would never happen.
Yeah. But it's a large parcel of land, all this stuff. Anyway, point is, now that you've seen Beauty and the Beast, the rumor was that Beauty and the Beast was going to come and take a spot in Fantasyland at Disneyland. And now that you've seen how large it is, where would you even put that?
See, I heard that they were going to put it in the space where the Fantasyland Theater is, which...
I don't even know what that is.
It would be tight. It would be tight. Everything about Disneyland is very tightly confined, and you could probably get away with it because it's sort of in its own like little valley kind of thing.
I'm waiting for Jordan.
No.
I'm with Laura.
You guys have a Mr. Toad. Oh.
Okay. So
Anyway.
Fantasyland Theater is where Mickey's magical hat thing is, across from the railroad station. You know the Fantasyland hat?
Oh, yeah, get rid of that.
Yeah. So, but people really like Mickey's
it's a
magical
big
hat. I've never
space.
seen it.
It's
Not as big as it seems, probably. It's probably literally fits into that exact space. The theater.
If I could ride that in the mainland, I don't need a big like castle or land expenditure. I'm happy to just walk into a little facade to have that experience here.
But
to be honest,
what?
I would rather Disneyland, or Disney World for that matter, take these elements and make again something fresh, adapted, different. As awesome as this Beauty and the Beast storyline is and how well it worked together, I'm like over needing copies of everything. I want there to be things like, can you imagine if they did something different? But a suggestion is not coming to mind at the moment.
I just don't. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to have a different original attraction.
Someone sent me
Shell shot up.
Yeah.
What? I have no idea what's gonna happen. Yeah, it's very important.
Talking about doing unique rides. I forget which of our friends sent it. I think it was James or Jenny. Said it was like a meme, and it said like Disney needs to do wrong lever, and then it like drops you, and then it's a roller coaster from Emperor's New Groove. I would die.
That would be fun. But
like, why hasn't that been made?
Like that's what they should do if they do. If they bring a Tron roller coaster, they could adapt. I'm all for using the same system. I love Indiana Jones, the ride, and even though Dinosaur is using basically the same track and is not necessarily a good version, or is the weaker version of the two, I'm still glad that there are two different versions of it.
Yeah. So,
and I guess that's my frame of mind with... Did you have a baby?
I gotta go.
Look at that guy.
He wants to get up.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks, Michelle.
That's my cue.
You got to ride a ride.
Yeah, we rode the ride together. Bye.
Bye.
But that's where my frame of mind is. I would love to see different, because they have catalogs to do it with.
Yeah, there's a ton. It's just I feel like the opportunity for me to get to Tokyo in the next couple of years is so minimal that I would rather just have it here. I don't care anymore. Like, at first I was like, we don't need a runaway railway, and now that I saw your runaway railway, I'm like, we absolutely need a runaway railway.
And my hope is that the runaway railway you get, but based on like how that ride operates and how it's based on like projections and stuff, you have the ability, or they have the ability, to build a completely different version of it.
Yeah.
I would bet that they don't do that, but I can't imagine that it would be that challenging for them to rework it at least a little bit to make that ride system unique, or that ride experience unique from Disney World.
Yeah. So you don't want a clone of Beauty and the Beast coming to...
I desperately want a clone of Beauty and the Beast, but if I could choose...
Well, we haven't even...
system with a fluid, perfect animatronics like that, I would say, hey, why don't you throw that into a Mary Poppins attraction, and then we can schedule my funeral, because I'm gonna die of excitement shortly after that.
Yeah, that would be a dream for you. I wonder. So here's the other thing about Disney, right? So allegedly, when all this stuff was going down, and the original rumor was happening, it's cheaper for them to build clones of rides at the exact same time that they're building them. So building two of everything, so that they have it. And a long time ago, the rumor was that they did that for this ride, and the stuff is going to be installed at one of the parks. But that's why Disneyland was...
I've never heard that, but that's incredible.
That's why everyone thought the Fantasyland expansion was coming first.
What if that's what they're building over at Universal Studios? Like the Jurassic Park thing.
What?
Because they haven't announced what it is yet.
Yeah,
Maybe it's the Beauty and the Beast ride.
It's not the Beauty and the Beast ride.
No, I think you're right.
That
would be insane if Disney could pull off a secret, or even a slightly secret thing.
Yeah, but they don't do that.
No, that's an interesting idea, though.
Yeah, see, LG Cook saying Disney has a weird mindset where only movies that are huge hits get representation in their parks. Hence why even well-liked, well-known movies like Hercules, Mulan, etc. get little representation. Accurate, Jordan.
And we're also getting a Tron ride.
Well, okay, so Betty asked, is Tron coming to Disneyland? And now I would say no, because I think Disney's pulled back on a lot of their projects, and we'll have to see what happens here. But I think that because of the current turmoil with the California government and Disneyland in general, I don't think Disneyland's going to get a whole bunch of love here in the next couple of years.
There's no space for it.
Well, you've got Avengers Campus, right? And then you've got Galaxy's Edge. So two massive expansions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't think they're going to invest in Disneyland for a while. They're going to let it, build back up and then give it time. I mean,
Yeah.
if we're being real too, the park's so busy all the time now. Like, it's happening.
Oh, we did it. We went
It's
so
happening.
far.
I think we saved it. We did go really far. That's amazing. Anyway, that's the Beauty and the Beast attraction. It's pretty amazing.
It looks really good. I told Joey, like I watched it, I was very impressed, but I have to be negative about something always. And I said, I phrased it very poorly to you. I can't remember how I said it, but you like were shocked. I said, what did I say? I said something along that it might be too long.
Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
what?
And I think what I meant to say was the pacing is weird.
But that's because soft openings. Like you said, there's
Soft
no way.
openings plus you are in each. There's only like 3 main rooms.
Yeah.
Or 4 main rooms, and you are in them. You're spinning around. You're doing stuff in them, but you are in those rooms for the duration of almost an entire song. And so that, I don't think. I'm sure the whole experience is very exciting, but you can't capture that with a phone as you're trying to get all of it in a window like that.
Sure.
Like I said, it's gonna be great to have multiple POVs come out and then have someone like stitch together like the best angles and whatnot.
Yeah.
That transformation scene is like Haunted Mansion, Pepper's Ghost times a million.
And you've seen Shanghai Disneyland's Pirates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was the first one to use that effect with Barboza. And that was impressive.
It's stunning.
Yeah. This
I don't
takes
know
it to
how
another
they do
level
it,
though, because
so-
it moves. It like the animatronic is on an arm, and then
It literally looks like it floats before it transforms.
it says the ride is 9 minutes. It's the longest dark ride in any park.
I wish we could just have longer experiences, even if it's.
Well, look, you just got
it
Rise of
doesn't
the
have-
Resistance.
Yeah, that's I mean, I love
said
everything
experience.
about Rise of the Resistance, but if you put it down to its core, it's a 2-minute simulator ride plus a 4-minute main ride, I guess.
Yeah.
And you have the experience surrounding each of those is incredible, and like I can't think of anything that I would change, but it was sort of touted before any of us ever wrote it that it was going to be this like 20-minute 25-minute experience, and it was going to be, and so in my mind I'm thinking it's going to be a Star Wars version of Spaceship Earth. Like in my mind, if that's what we got, I would be so pleased. If we were just slowly trucking through a Star Destroyer with animatronics and different scenes happening around you, I would be so mind blown. I hope there's a ride like that coming. Something that is long, that you can relax, that maybe gets a bad reputation for being a place where you go when you need air conditioning, because for me, those are my favorite things. It's like the American Adventure, Country Bears, Spaceship Earth. If it's hot out, those are the attractions you go to. If Universe of Energy was still a thing, I'm sure I'd go to that a lot. And especially if like World of Motion and Horizons, which were these like 15, 20-minute experiences where you were actually on ride that time. I just want something like that. Just one thing like that. Because there's nothing like that anymore. Besides,
I'm sure at some point there'll be a new CEO, like years from now there'll be a new CEO who'll be like, we need to do a vintage Disney attraction, and there'll be like a renewed effort to get away from IPs and go back to original stuff. That being said, that won't be right now. It will be some time before we get there, but
a couple decades.
Mm-hmm.
That picture I sent you of Josh D'Amaro, the current parks president. I wonder if I can throw it up. I don't know how to do it. Never mind.
Sharing your screen? Here, wait. Let's see if I can bring it up in real time. We got 4 minutes left.
I just got to show you guys this picture. It like, okay. So then I click this. Did I do it?
Nope. Wait.
Did I do it?
No. Sorry, something popped up. Oh, no, hold on. Wait, I gotta get rid of us. And down. And there he is. And then I get rid of our graphics here. There it is. There's the picture. Speak to it, Jordan.
I can't see what you see anymore. But this picture speaks so many like volumes to me. Makes me feel like the parks are in very good hands right now. If you guys can't tell, that is the current chairman of parks. Probably, realistically, if he plays his cards right, the future CEO of Disney. I feel very confident saying that. But that's him in what is clearly Walt's apartment, looking out the window, out on the town square in Disneyland, right over the lantern that represents Walt that's always on. There's so much like optimism in this. This picture was obviously staged. I don't think this was just a natural moment that happened while he was up there. But the confidence this picture like inspires in me, it's like the same picture of like Walt on Main Street looking down, watching the guy pick up the garbage, like the pride that he had in his park, or when he's coming under the castle and he's just like strolling in his like casual clothes. This is the kind of feeling, the similar feeling I get from this, because it literally, if you put it down to it, it's Josh D'Amaro with Walt Disney looking out at Disneyland, and I feel from this perspective that they're on the same page. They're in the same frame of mind. And yes, I understand that is a lamp. But I'm telling you, that's what I think.
It is. Hold on, we're back to normal. Yeah, that's a very nice way to describe that photo.
How do I come back? I'm gonna try to come back. I don't know if I will.
You're back. You're back.
Oh,
yeah. So like weirdly, when you gave me the screen share, I was able to like key it up on my side.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was interesting. Anyway, very exciting stuff. New rides. Josh eventually going to be CEO. You met him multiple times.
It is weird how many times I've met Josh D'Amaro in the last 6 months.
You know, I was going through Galaxy's Edge footage, and I totally meet him too, but I had no idea who he was.
I want to see this.
It's not
footage.
on camera. It's on, like, I'm walking. We're, like, getting ready to do Savi's. I'll see if I can find it. We're getting ready to do Savi's, and I'm talking to the Know Before You Go guy about blue milk. And Josh is, like, right next to us, because he was paired with the Know Before You Go guy. And I was like, it's the Know Before You Go guy! But Josh D'Amaro's right there. Anyway.
I, like, barely knew who he was. Like, I knew his name and I knew his face vaguely, but right before Galaxy's Edge opened in Disney World, he became the president of Disney World. And so that's when I like fully got not acquainted. Oh no. I don't like when you say uh-oh.
What?
There you go.
Can you see again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the first time I met Josh D'Amaro was coming off literally seconds off of Rise of the Resistance for the first time ever. That made it in the blog.
It was amazing.
So go and check that out, because I wasn't expecting it. So I am like the guy who filmed this POV, and I just let the camera like falls. It's a terrible angle, terrible shot. But that was the first time I met him. And then it had to have been like a month or two later. It was right after the barbecue place opened at Epcot.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I was just sitting at one of the tables waiting for an American Adventure showtime.
Classic Jordan.
And then he comes with like a big group of people, and they come and they start having lunch at the smokehouse. And I remember I think I sent you a picture of it. I'm like, just so you know, that's Josh D'Amaro there. And so I was like, I had like 20 minutes to kill. So I was just sitting there not creepily. Creepily. I was definitely stalking, though. What's a polite way to say stalking? Because I was definitely aware of where he was, in the hopes that there would be like a window where I could say something. And eventually, he came out with his tray of barbecue, and I said, oh. And I said, "Hello, Mr. President." And he was like totally nice, even though he shouldn't have been after I said that. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "I'm great. How are you?" And he said, "I'm eating barbecue. It's the best way to be." No, I said, "That's the best way to be." and then he walked off, and I'm like sitting there still talking to Joe. I'm like, I should go get a picture, shouldn't I? When am I ever going to get this opportunity again? And then the American adventure started again. It's like, I'm just going to go and see the show. I don't want to interrupt him while he's eating. And so I didn't do anything, and I regretted it. And I didn't enjoy the American Adventure show. I was like, why was I a coward? I should have just asked the president for a picture. Yeah, he was eating with somebody, but they seemed friendly. They would have been okay with it. And so I was like kicking myself. And then, no, this was right around the time Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway opened that this happened.
Yeah.
Because within 3 days of that moment, me and my wife were in Hollywood Studios, and we come off of Runaway Railway, and there he is, literally picking up garbage off the ground, and I'm like, holy cow. And there he was, and it's like, and so I like came up to him again. He's like, I met you at the smokehouse the other day, and I didn't ask you for a picture, and I'm like regretting it. And he was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm sure he could recollect that experience, but he wasn't thinking that. But I was thinking it, so I felt that I would share that. And so we took a picture. So I have a picture with the president, and then, yeah. It's just crazy to see his rise within the company so rapidly.
Mm-hmm. Well, we talked about it previously. It's the difference. It's like he's charismatic and creative minded, or like it feels that way at least. And and Chapek is more business oriented, and you can tell the difference because even and it wasn't as grand as Galaxy's Edge's opening, but at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which Josh is leading, there's more energy there than there is when Chapek is doing the Walt Disney World opening.
He's not Chapek has proven that he is a phenomenal dollars and cents person. I don't know if that's qualifications to be the head, especially when we see so much budget cutting and penny pinching and things like that happening. But I definitely feel like he has a role to play within the Disney company. But I'm still... He also became CEO at the worst possible time for anyone to take over leadership of a multi-billion-dollar company. But I don't know how his tenure is going to be remembered because he's not necessarily a creative type. I don't think he should have been Parks chairman because I feel like that should be geared towards a more creative mindset.
Yeah.
And who knows? We're making a lot of assumptions.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what's going on. But it does, on the surface, there are signs there.
Right.
Also, I just want to, in the chat, do everything. Andrew, you don't need to worry about being young. We appreciate that you're here engaging and talking with all the other explorers, and you make it fun each time you're here. So don't ever feel like you're too young to be an explorer. And also, everybody is totally pulling for you, man. Like, you starting your own channel at your age, that's amazing. So if you ever need help or anything...
We're so excited about that.
Yeah.
Everyone in the channel is so excited about it.
Never feel like you can't reach out to us or ask us for your opinions and stuff. Always. Always. So just shoot us a message on Instagram or send us an email. Boom. Happy to help. We're all a big family, as Laura said. Oh, it's taken a year and so many months, but here we are. We're the Happy Place Explorers, darn it. And someday, darn it, and someday we'll be at Disney. All together.
Someday.
That or the world's going to end, but we'll figure it out.
Are you going to go to Tokyo first or Orlando first?
Collectively?
No, chronologically.
Orlando. Thanks, Ken.
Okay.
It
Cool.
was like, although that was my very endearing Happy Place speech. Welcome to the family.
Is that Rise of the Resistance, Ken?
That is Rise of the Resistance, Ken.
Ah, he's my favorite.
Yeah.
If
Ken.
I ever die, Ken is replacing me. I hope he knows that because he's the only person who can sort of match my charisma, I think.
I think.
Agreed. Or Ken.
Yeah. Yes. More Ken. Well, I mean, there's a real possibility if we ever get to go again, because it was a pretty entertaining afternoon for me and Ken to bum around and go on some rides and stuff. So
He's gonna have to be very mindful about touching things, though. This time around.
COVID has changed. The world is a little different. But yeah,
Good times.
it is good times. So it's 7:07. We should probably be wrapping up. Michelle and I need to figure out what we're doing for dinner. Michael's now awake. Jordan, it is 10:07 by you.
It is 10:07, but we just had an awesome Happy Place live, and the Brewers pulled a victory right before, so I am energized. But mostly because
There it is.
this little baby right here. You're probably wondering what this is. This is a carbonated beverage, and it goes by the name of Diet Coke. Diet Coke stands for Diet Coca-Cola, which is a company that has been around for a long time. I think the actual Coca-Cola says since something. It's like 1800s. But the recipe's gotten better.
Diet Coke was released in 1982.
What?
The Coca-Cola Company introduced Diet Coke to great fanfare in 1982, following another low-calorie
Like an Epcot
cola
drink.
called Tab that was produced in 1963. So Tab is the original diet soda.
Tab. I would never have guessed that. I would have thought like Diet Coke was a thing for a long time.
This
Well,
is why we're not sponsored. This is why we're not sponsored by Diet Coke.
It's true. I need to learn. We're going to just go off tangent and we're just going to make a Diet Coke documentary just to get their attention.
Don't kick
Well,
Diet
nothing to do
Coke.
with Disney parks.
Anyway,
1982. That's so recently in the scheme of the Coca-Cola Company.
it's true. My house is 2 years older than Diet Coke.
So 1980.
Yeah.
I apologize. I apologize.
Sure. It's good stuff.
Well, I was wondering if that meant I'd had to figure out which direction I was going. But once I did, I figured it out. So Ed says Tab is barf-inducingly bad. But is it Diet Coke or is it just a diet soda?
It's a diet soda.
Okay, so nothing like this existed before Diet Coke.
No, I mean
Or
Tab
before
Tab was like a version of it, but Diet Coke is Diet Coke.
Okay.
Hey, we should wrap it up. Thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate it. Yeah, as always. Like Laura said, hit that beep boop, that like button. Give it a like. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're new here.
Share.
And share.
We got Facebook groups. Even liking and commenting. We love when you guys comment, but that helps us in the YouTube game so much.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing. If you haven't checked it out, there is a Roy Disney documentary up. It's got a lot of time and energy, and tears in it. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. Give it a like.
Yep.
Share it with only your closest friends and family, and even the people you don't like that much. Maybe it's the bridge that will help you make amends. I don't know.
Jordan's right though. It's good. It's good to share.
There's more stuff coming as well.
Yeah.
So just make sure you're around for it. And we'll be back here next Tuesday,
That's right.
10 after the hour.
That's right.
Don't expect us any sooner.
Mm-hmm. There'll be some issue.
If we show up sooner, it'll be a miracle.
Guaranteed nightmare every Tuesday at 6:05. But we pull it together in 3 minutes to get ready at 6:08. We're on
That's
at
right.
6:10.
Perfect.
So
That's the Happy Place Explorer story there.
It is. So,
Joey, you have a lovely evening.
you too, Jordan. Take care of
As
yourself.
well
Stay
as
safe.
everybody in the chat who joined us tonight. We're so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and sing a song. Seems like we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Joey, do you know what I'm doing right now? That's how Carol Burnett would close out her shows.
Oh.
And then she would go like this to say goodbye to her grandma or someone like that. It's sweet. And so, I don't know if my grandma's watching, but just in case, maybe she'll watch it on the replay. Until next time.
We'll see you.
We'll see you in the happy place. Bye.
Bye.